Hi, Horizon Sons. We are back with Smart, and I wanted to just show you a quick video on how to paint a dish or something that has a piece with tempura. So we're going to paint with tempura. I'm going to keep it pretty simple. You'll have Q-tips always for mixing and that kind of thing, and you can use to paint. That's what I'm going to use with today. But we also have, and I have it handy in case I need it, brushes. So brushes can help you get into areas maybe that are tougher to get into. So I have a brush if need be, but I'm not sure I'll need it. But I just want to keep it real simple and just show you guys a simple video on how to paint. We will later coat it with this shiny stuff. So when you paint it, it won't look shiny, but we will later coat it with this. But this is how it might look if you were to paint it, a finished ceramic piece. So let's get started. So with the tempura, what's so cool about tempura is that tempura paint is like oil paint, I should say, and you can mix it. So remember in our mixing session that we did, you can mix paints. So I want actually a little bit of pink for the outside, and I want to make the heart red. So the first thing I'm going to do is just keep it simple. I'm going to use the red, and I'm just going to take it on my Q-tip. I'm going to start painting it. It's really that easy, and it paints so well. You can kind of see. So I'm just putting it on my Q-tip, and I'm just spreading it around with the Q-tip. So this really is really easy. And you want to kind of get it into the crevices, and you want to paint all the way through, you know, the sides. If you decide that you want different shades, that's really cool. If you mess up, it's a little tricky, but you just want to kind of add a little bit more paint to it. You actually want to let it dry and then kind of paint over it. So let it get kind of dry and then kind of paint over it when you're ready if you make some mistakes. You can see I've got some red down on the other areas, and that's okay. So I'm just kind of working in the cracks. So hopefully you guys can see here, and just kind of working in the cracks because I want to make that heart kind of red. Okay, so you really don't want to overpaint it because then the clay is going to get wet and it'll kind of get mushy. But you can see now that I've got a pretty good, heart. So the next thing I wanted to do was kind of go a pink color on the outside. So I'm going to take a little bit of red and put it over here, just a little bit, because a little bit of red goes a long way. And then I'm going to take a ton of this white and mix it in. And you'll see that before too long, this white looks pretty pink. So basically all my white, I'm going to kind of try to make pink. And then I'm going to start going into my clay. So you can see that those little marks that I had down there that were red, I'm just covering up, and they cover up pretty nice. So when you mix your clay or your paint, you're going to need a lot of paint. But then just go in there with it with the Q-tip and just spread it around on your clay, and then see what you like. If you decide later you want to put designs in it, that's great. You just got to let the paint dry just for a few minutes. It won't take very long. Tempura takes maybe 5 to 10 minutes to dry. So just go in here, cover the whole dish. I'll try to go quickly so that you guys can see what it looks like if I were to add some more to it here. Oh, I might run out of paint. Maybe need some more paint. Just kind of spread my paint around here. Oh, maybe I get enough. Make sure that you get it in your in the middle of the drawings. Deep in the. You want to make the lines there with your Q-tip so that it goes inside those beautiful lines that you made, the impressions that you made when you were working in the clay, because that'll make it look really cool. Okay, so basically something, like this. And let's just say for fun, I kind of wanted to go back into it with the red. So I can go back into it in the red. Maybe I kind of really want to highlight those stripes so you can see some of those stripes in there. Maybe I want to do something with that. So maybe I don't want to, put a line right in there, but maybe what I kind of want to do is do some lines outside of it. Something different, something maybe unexpected. Gives it some dimension, something different. So I'll just kind of make those stripes kind of go through. Sometimes the brush is better. You guys can play with this and see, than a Q-tip. Sometimes the Q-tip works really good. I don't worry too much when I'm painting clay because it's so original. You never have anything like this. So I don't worry too much about it. Sometimes I make things that I like, sometimes I make things I don't like. But I just like making things. So you can see that I'm working in my stripes here, and then the dynamic of this beautiful dish that I didn't actually create, Mrs. Osborne created. And then you can see how that's kind of coming through. Really cool. Let's see, maybe the last thing I might do is add a little bit on the outside edge. Don't worry about painting the back. I would leave the back normal. And the reason I say that is because we'll probably use a pen to put your name and date on the back of your clay. So I wouldn't worry about that. So I'm just kind of filling in the rest of this with red, kind of on the outside. My Q-tip's totally getting soggy, so I might need to go to the brush, but I still like the Q-tip. Yeah, there we go. Just kind of filling that in, kind of coating that. Okay, so there's a beautifully, painted dish, and there's the added piece. You can look really good around and see if that looks good. And then when you're done, you put it back on your name tag. And then, as you know, there's the rest of the session. So there's another video I'm going to show you for the rest of the session, but this is just a quickie to show you how to paint your clay. It's really pretty simple, but we wanted to give you an example. Okay, next up, pointillism.